Hi, Vikram. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
Vikram, we meet us in church today, and we want to talk about your social project about the Widow's Hope. Vikram, why? Why you built this project, the Widow's Hope?
So this came very organically to me. Back in 2020, during the pandemic, I was hearing that a lot of people were dying in my region in northern India. And where I come from, women are not highly educated. They don't have a lot of skills. They are not educated. So when their husbands passed away, they were hopeless. They did not know how to earn the money. They did not know how to sustain their livelihood and put food on the table for their children. So what I started doing is I started sending them money. But how much can how much can you help a person by just sending them money? You can only feed them for a day or a few weeks or months. Like the old adage, give somebody a fish and you feed them for a day, but teach them how to fish and you can feed them for a lifetime.
That's it.
So that's what I did. Next time when I went to India, I went to these widows and I started listening to their stories. If they had any skill, if they were educated, if there was something they could do in order to earn their livelihood. So I started helping them by starting an income generating project. And for example, one of the first projects we started was a little store. There was a lady from up in the mountains, and she didn't know anything else to do. She couldn't go out of the house. So what we did, we bought a lot of stock and put it in a house, and she started selling the grocery
Wow,
right from her kitchen.
cool. And could she help herself with that?
1 year later, when I went back, not only she had made a profit, but from the profit, she had moved out from the kitchen and built sort of a temporary, with a tin shed and construction, she had built a little store. So that was really inspiring for me. When we help somebody and they learn to help themselves, that inspires us as well to help them more and help more women like them.
Yeah. So she can rebuild her own company, and she can grow and she can feed herself and her kids.
Exactly. And that's what the idea was, that not only she is able to earn money, but she can send her kids to school, put food on the table, and also become an inspiration for other women around her.
Why did you do that? What motivates you to do that in your home country? Because you're living here in Germany. Here's everything good.
Well, when I was growing up, I saw the hardship of my grandmother. My grandmother was a widow for most of her life. She grew up in the Himalayas, and my grandfather was taken prisoner of war by the Japanese. I love the Japanese people, all respect to them. But when he came back, he was tortured so much that he did not survive long. So when my grandmother was pregnant with my father, my grandfather passed away. So when my father was born, he was born to a widow. And he grew up seeing his mother's, my grandmother's hardship, how much she had to toil and in what misery she lived her life. My father, who was a child, had to help her in the fields, in the house, doing the chores, fetching water from the river, working in the fields, that he got so sick of it. While other children could go to school, he was staying at home and helping his mom. So at the age of 12, he ran away from home in search of a better life. And long story short, on the way, he met a Christian man. So that Christian man took him home, took him in, and he said, I'm going to send you to school. I'll give you education. And as he started living with that Christian man, he learned about Jesus Christ. And ultimately, at the age of 18, he gave his life to Christ.
Wow.
Fast forward, one fine day, he goes back to his own mother, and he brings his mother to the place where he was living now as a young Christian man. And ultimately, before my grandmother died, she gave her life to Christ. Hallelujah. So just in short, that is my inspiration. And that was somewhere there in my heart. So during the pandemic, when I saw the women struggling so much, I think so that was just a catalyst to start this work of helping widows. But my real inspiration was my grandmother.
Wow.
The life of women, the life of widows is very difficult.
Okay.
The women who lose their husbands in India, who become widows, have a lot of challenges to face.
What does it mean?
First of all, they lose their dignity because their identity is connected with their husband.
Okay.
Secondly, their dependency, their financial dependency is on their husband. So if the husband is no more, there's always like, where do I get my food from? How do I live? And there's this social stigma, of not getting enough respect in the society. So for them to step outside the threshold of their door and to go out and earn a living is very difficult. And that's the first thing to overcome.
So also in Germany, we have a lot of issues with women who are widows. My mom, she's a widow by herself.
Okay.
My daddy died when I was young. My mom, she came to Germany with 2 kids in a completely new environment, new language, everything new. And it was already tough for us to grow up
Understand.
in this circumstances.
Right, right.
So that's why I'm looking forward to help you with this video and to open the mind of the audience. Why you're taking your time, your money, and going there and just to reach them.
See, the core mission is that we want to empower women to become financially independent by starting an income generating project or a micro business. So that's our core mission, to empower them to become financially independent and live their lives with dignity. And my vision is that one day all these women will be able to step out in the Indian society and live a life of respect and dignity. Think of these women in India who, from the start, they always listen that they are second-grade citizens. Their status is below the men. And once they are without a man in the house, it's very difficult for them to step out and earn a living. So my vision is to enable them to restore their respect and dignity by making them financially independent.
How the audience can help you to increase your business.
There's a lot of opportunity to become a partner, and what we're doing is we're inviting you to partner with us. We have different levels of partnership, from hope partner to compassion partner to empowerment partner to legacy partner. And every partner, you have a different level of engagement, involvement, and commitment.
So everybody can do and what he can do and he can give, right?
Absolutely. First thing is, you rally for us, you encourage us, or you pray for us. That's the most important thing, because without encouragement, when I started doing this work, I was all by myself. And after a couple of years, I was like, I don't have any money, my resources are running dry. How long can I do it, But then people came around, people from the church, people from the community, and they say, Vikram, you're doing good work.
Wow.
We want to support you. And we just finished a fundraising campaign. You won't believe, brother, we raised 10,000 euros in just 100 days. And not only did we meet our target, but we far exceeded it.
Correct.
Amazing.
Amazing. Amazing.
So the second thing is, like they say, money makes the world go round. Sad but true. But in this case also, we do need finances. And what you can do is, if you want to help us to go out and help these women and their families, what you can do is you can join us and by becoming perhaps a monthly supporter, and you can start with as low as 50 euro. I mean, 50 euro is not much here. It's not that much, but it can buy grocery for a widow for the whole month. So the good thing is, no contribution is little. And the best part is, let me add this as well. We're not a big organization. We're working at the grassroots level. So we are not like Compassion, Brot für die Welt, or Kinderhilfswerk like that, where there's administrative costs are as high as 40 to 50%.
Okay.
Let me assure you that 100% of your funds go to these widows' families.
100%. When I'm giving you 100 euro, 100% is going to the widow.
In fact, sometimes we put 10 more over it, because what I do, I spend for my own thing. So I do my own flights, I do my own lodging and food and traveling in India as well. When I travel to the mountains, own fuel, everything.
Wow. And what are you doing for a living?
Well, for the first 20 years, I was a filmmaker. I was a television producer, a documentary filmmaker. I have a feature film coming out this year. It's called Father Spirit. It's probably it'll be in cinema. It's being finished in the US right now. And I've written a book that a publisher in the UK is publishing it.
Wow.
So I'm a creative person. I'm a content creator. But above all, I am the messenger of Christ. I want to spread love. And this is just one of the ways, the practical ways. You know, faith without works is dead. Yeah, so if you say, I love you and I don't do anything, I love my brother, if I don't do, show it in action, it's useless, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to do, whatever I earn, I pour it into action by helping somebody practically so that it can impact them and change their life.
What are your future plans?
This year, we want to go a level up. We are going to set up a small office and a small team in India. And I want your support for this. You know, we can only go ahead and do this if we have some regular support coming, because I cannot always go. You know, I try to go 2-3 times a year in India, but what I want to do is I want to facilitate that a team can take care of serving these women in India. So I want to employ a lady who can go to these widows' families and serve them. I want to have an accountant and an office manager. There are just 2-3 people who can take care of this work. So please pray for that people will come forward and contribute regularly, that we can set up this office. And in the near future, brother, we want to build a hope center. Because what I've seen, a lot of these women are undergoing trauma. Firstly, the tragedy of losing your husband. And then on top of that, going through mental trauma. A lot of these women have been abused in their married life. So they're just dealing with a lot of stuff I've seen. You know, you go there, you sit with them 2 minutes, and they just start pouring out, and you can see in their faces and in their tears what hardships they've gone through.
Wow.
So we want to build a center where we can bring them in, provide them counseling, mental therapy, bring in professionals, and also provide them. A lot of these women are not educated, like I mentioned. And so to bring them there and to train them to go out again and start a business.
I wish you all the best for it. I hope we will find a lot of supporters out there who's helping Vikram with this special project. I thank you for all your kindness, all your sweats, and all your everything. What are you doing to help this woman?
Thank you, Rene, for giving me this opportunity to talk to you and to your people, to your audience. And I just want to invite you, if it's on your heart, if you want to be a part of a noble cause, consider Widow's Hope. We are empowering the women in India, in northern India, one woman's family at a time, one widow at a time. Thank you.